Now, I don't know if I'm the only person that feels this way, but when it comes to tattoo pain, I think that is one of the most fascinating things about tattoos because it seems like everybody has their own way of describing what a tattoo feels like. And I know that that alone can be super frustrating for people that are trying to figure out what a tattoo feels like, whether or not they want to know what it feels like in a specific area of the body, or maybe it's their first tattoo and they want to know what it feels like because, like I was super scared of the pain mainly. I mean, when people go and get their first tattoo, that's majority of the time what they're most afraid of is what it's going to feel like and whether or not they're able to, take the pain of getting a tattoo. And listen, I have a lot of tattoos all over my body. I have the more easier spots done as well as the more painful areas that are known to be like extremely painful. So in this video, we're going to talk all about tattoo pain. We're going to look at how others describe tattoo pain and whether or not I agree with it or, my thoughts on it, as well as me describing what a tattoo feels like. And also we'll talk about some factors that I really don't hear a lot of people talk about when it comes to tattoo pain. We're going to be talking about those as well. Now, I do want to ask you before we get into all this, if you have tattoos, what would you describe what getting a tattoo feels like? Leave a comment below. I know a lot of people always get pretty creative on how a tattoo feels or what a tattoo feels like. So leave that comment below. So what ended up inspiring me to talk about tattoo pain was the fact that I saw this video on TikTok. I was scrolling through tattoo TikTok and there was a video where people were describing their tattoo pain and describing what a tattoo feels like.
So what does getting a tattoo feel like to you?
Okay, hear me out. Lead pencil, stabbing your skin a little bit.
Oh, perfect.
You know?
With a bunch of cat claws sticking you.
That sounds scary. So this feels like a bunch of cat claws right now?
Yeah, pretty much. It goes back and forth. It's like sometimes it feels like he's scratching an itch, and sometimes it feels like he's digging into me with a scalpel.
Now, after watching that video, I then watched a few other ones and I was like, a lot of times when people are describing what a tattoo feels like, it really can't be just like one overall feeling, because what a lot of people don't talk about in those videos when they're describing what a tattoo feels like is the fact that different parts of the body when getting tattooed feel differently than other parts. So like, for example, in that video that you just watched, there was a girl that ended up getting a tattoo on the very back of her, like, I don't know, the back bicep area. And then you had people that were getting like pieces on the bottom of their shin. And I could tell you from experience, having both of the back of my arms done as well as my shin, that those spots don't feel anything similar to each other. Each part of the body that you go and get tattooed, it's always going to feel different. It even goes to the extent of saying, like, if you were to go get this side of your arm done, let's say you went to go get the back of your bicep done, it could even be a different feeling than getting the back of this bicep done. And I witnessed this firsthand when I went to go get my chest done. I went and got, a full chest piece, as you can see right here. And I was like, okay, well, I got this side of my chest done, so it's a good indication that this side of my chest is gonna feel around the same. That is complete bullshit, because when I went to go get this side of my chest done, it was easy. And then for some reason on the left side of my chest, it was so much more painful, and it all has to do with nerves. So that's one thing. When it comes to all these people describing what a tattoo feels like, a lot has to do with the placement that they're getting the tattoo on. The second thing, if you noticed in that video, was the girl was saying that it felt like a lead pencil, like scratching and poking, stabbing the skin. Did you notice how small that tattoo was? Compared to the other guys that were saying, like, it feels like a cat scratch, and they were getting like these bigger pieces done on the bottom of their leg. There are so many factors that go into the different pain scales there, because if you're getting a tattoo that's this small, like that little heart that she just showed that the girl got, and then you end up showing those big pieces, hours in the chair definitely will determine how painful that tattoo is. Because if if you're in the chair for a line work star or a heart like this girl had, you know, yeah, you'll feel something. It's not going to feel too good. But if you're in the chair for, you know, 3, 5, 8 hours, your body starts to get worn down, and that pain is going to be totally different from that little, you know, 5-minute tattoo of just the line work. So hours in the chair are definitely another deciding factor. So if you're somebody that is planning on getting a bigger tattoo, longer hours, you know, your body's going to get worn down after a while, and you're going to be like, this isn't fun, regardless of the area. So hours in the chair are definitely another deciding thing. Another thing that I would like to note in regards to tattoo pain is like, so yeah, you got the time in the chair, but also the artist has a lot to do with it too. So for example, if you have an artist that is kind of just like light-handed and, you know, they're ending up just doing the tattoo and working the machine properly, that adds to a less, you know, intense tattoo experience. Yes, the needle is still poking your skin and doing the tattoo, but it's, you know, they're not really going as crazy as somebody as, you know, a heavy-handed tattoo artist is. For you that may not know, a heavy-handed tattoo artist is somebody that is, you know, working the tattoo machine into the skin a little bit more than realistically they should. My first ever tattoo that I have, that artist was a little bit more heavy-handed, and it caused a lot more of tattoo pain and a little bit more damage to the skin. A lot of times with the heavy-handed tattoo artists, not only does it hurt more when you're getting the tattoo done, but it leaves a little bit more scar tissue, and the tattoo might be raised a little bit. That's totally normal. That usually doesn't go away. But anyway, in regards to tattoo pain, heavy-handed tattoo artists are definitely a big deciding factor on whether or not that tattoo pain is more intensified. So a lot has to do with your artist as well.
Can you explain what getting a tattoo feels like?
Like a cat scratches you, and then when the artist wipes it, it's like they're putting alcohol on your scratch.
Can you explain what getting a tattoo feels like?
It feels like a bunch of ants decided to go to one spot and just beat that spot over and over. Definitely not angel kisses. Oh my god, it's so painful.
As you can see from the one video, people are, you know, kind of describing it a little bit differently. We talked about time in the chair. We talked about the artist being heavy-handed. But the other thing that is deciding factor is that everyone experiences pain differently. There's people out there that have been having over time a better pain tolerance than somebody that, you know, kind of lived like a cushy lifestyle, didn't do anything dangerous, have never really experienced pain. Those people have a lower pain tolerance and will end up having, you know, more of a painful time in the tattoo chair when getting that tattoo done, rather than somebody that, say, like, you know, maybe they broke some bones in their lives, or maybe it's, you know, they experienced childbirth and they had to go through that intense pain. All those things will build up their pain tolerance. So when it comes to going and getting tattooed, they're like, wow, this is nothing that I never experienced before. You know, yes, it's painful, but they're more able to better manage that tattoo pain. And pain tolerance is such a big deciding factor. And take away the pain tolerance overall. Every single person is different, and every single person will experience pain differently. So when you're asking your friend, or, you know, even when I get into describing what a tattoo feels like, or maybe these people, the way they're describing what a tattoo feels like, you got to take it kind of with a grain of salt, because what might be painful to me might not be painful to you. Now for the fun part. So remember earlier when I said that, you know, tattoo pain, the way people describe it is fascinating to me. You know, take away the fact that everybody experiences pain differently and everything else that we talked about already. The way people describe tattoos and what a tattoo feels like always cracks me up. And sometimes I always am like, where did they get that from? Like, whenever somebody describes the feeling of getting a tattoo as like a cat scratch, I mean, and I had cats before. I got scratched by a cat before. I cannot relate to a tattoo feeling that way, or like a bee sting. I got stung by a bee before. It didn't feel anything like a tattoo. And then there was that other video where I think the woman said that it feels like they're getting bit by ants repeatedly all the same time. I don't get that either. Now, the way that I would describe a tattoo is that it feels like a vibration feeling all over your skin. Now, that's my general statement. It's a vibration, hot scratch that goes on for hours. Now, that's just my overall like broad way of describing what a tattoo feels like. There's other times where I'm just like, wow, it just feels like somebody put like a video game controller and just had it vibrate on my skin. Then there's other areas like, say, like the shin or the knee area where it was just excruciating, and I don't even know how to describe that area. It was so painful to the point where like I just couldn't, I was about to tap out. I never tapped out in a tattoo session before, but those areas were so unbearably painful, and so painful to the point where I couldn't even describe what it feels like, that I don't even know what to say about those areas. I hate thinking about it, and it was so painful to the fact that like, I don't even know if I'll ever get my knee done. I'll probably get my other knee done and probably get my other leg done. But I'm like, man, when I get to that point, I'm going to regret it because that area sucked. So overall, my way of describing what a tattoo feels like is if you were to get some heavy vibration and it was a sharp pain, a sharpness, not a scratch, just a sharp pain that was hot and vibrating for hours on end. That's the way I would best describe what a tattoo feels like, and that's just my catch. I mean, people might describe to you that it might feel like a cat scratch. To me, it doesn't. It's exactly what I just said. And yes, there is those areas of the body that are known to be more painful, like overall to the broad spectrum of everybody that got those areas done. Yes, those areas are more painful. There's those people that have like the pain charts, or you know, when you watch those videos where people are saying like, what are the most painful areas to get tattooed? They kind of are always around the same. But at the same time, when you're watching those videos and you're seeing those pain charts, just take it with a grain of salt. Don't freak yourself out and like take those people's word to heart, because again, before, people said that the chest was like a nightmare when they got it tattooed. Like they felt like they were getting open heart surgery, and like I heard some crazy things, and I'm like, here we go. Let me go get my chest done. And when I got in the chair, it was nowhere near as bad as everybody described it to be. So yes, watching those videos, it could be fun. It could freak you out. And looking at those pain charts, you might be like, damn, I'm getting that tattoo done soon and I'm not looking forward to it. But you won't really know, or the feeling of what the tattoo feels like in that area that you're gonna go get it at, until you're in the chair getting that tattoo done. I just wanted to talk about all this because I know that we could get worked up in our heads, and for some people, tattoo pain will literally take them out of the equation of getting that tattoo done. And I don't want to see you, being afraid of getting a tattoo that you want to get. So with all that said, don't forget, leave a comment. So with all that said, I would like to know what your thoughts are. What do you think a tattoo feels like? Describe it in the comments below. It's always fun to see how people describe what a tattoo feels like, as well as I'd love to know, what is your most painful area you have ever gotten tattooed? Leave a comment below. I love the comments lately. You guys have been blowing up the comments section, so thank you so much for that. Now, I want to keep the conversation going and direct you over to this video over here. It's all about tattoo regret, talking all about it and my thoughts and opinions on it. So go check out that video. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.